Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano, usaré el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas, cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio in high fidelity.
Jimmy Mack is a renowned medical intuitive and spiritual life coach who has taken, completed, and even mastered a variety of healing modalities. After a near-death experience, he was shown and developed a simpler way to create healing and profound changes, now known as My Liquid Fish. He works with clients in person, on the phone, and over Skype worldwide, accessing energetic powers and co-creating changes that you can actually feel. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask Jimmy Mack a question. Enjoy this 1 hour of profound healing.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Mack coming to you live from Florida. Hopefully everybody's doing great. Those that don't have the rain, we wish it for you, and those that are getting too much, we will say prayers that it dissipates and evens out for you as well. So overcast here, expecting rain all week, but boy do we need it after all the drought. So we're excited to see it and get cooled off a little bit before we have summer, and summer's coming. Most of y'all might have winter, and winter's coming, but certainly Florida is very unique in that manner. So we're happy everybody's here. We always have a lot of fun, great shows going on, incredible amount of stuff coming up, folks. Also tomorrow we are releasing My Liquid Fish, both mastery for those individuals that would like to practice on themselves and family and friends and their pets and situations, and also certified practitioner training as well, which is for folks already in practice that perhaps have psychic reading clients, could be DO and MD. Be surprised what all the people that are alternative out there in what we call woo-woo land that love it. And it's one more modality, technology that would add to your tool belt of a lot of different things. So reach out if you have an interest in that. It's info@jimmymackhealing.com. Last week's replay, you can always find on my website. It's jimmymackhealing.com/interviews. They're also on YouTube and Spreaker, and we're working on getting on iTunes as well, folks. Last Tuesday was with Richard Gordon. He's the author and founder of Quantum Touch Healing. So we got a lot of big names coming up this summer, too. And next week we'll have Carrie Turcotte, and she's a motivational speaker and medium, and also a radio host herself, has her own show. And of course, the final Tuesday of every month, we have our resident trans medium, Debbie Deanspear, and she's a psychic communicator that speaks with the dead. So pretty amazing talking to folks in heaven have crossed over, and always a great show with that. Also, radio, I call it Red Hot Summer Radio Fun. So if you haven't heard of some of these people, you might be in a cave and have no Wi-Fi. I don't know. But these are pretty much the A-listers of transformative healing that are kind of the movers and shakers at various summits, and different presenters from all over the world. They have a huge client base and a lot of books and audios and music and a bunch of different things. So it's all good. And Emmanuel Dagger is coming up. That's in July. Also, Rudy Hunter. You may have heard of him as well. I love his site because he actually has on their woo-woo store. How funny is that? Elma Meyer, Now Healing. and Zarathustra, who is the fifthdimensionalhealing.com. So just an incredible summer coming up. It really gets real when you have that level of healer and transformative folks on the show. I love all the intuitives, also the healers, people that can change things on the fly. They have decades of doing what I do in similar fashion, so we're really excited about that. A lot of great stuff coming up. You can always get with us on JimmyMackHealing.com, of course. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and all those different social media pieces, of course. And got a lot of folks behind me. It's a little Jimmy Mack, but then it's an incredible amount of teamwork behind me, and I've actually got somebody, thank God, Sandy Bittinger, we love you. He deals with social media and all those things. So we're thankful for her. And, of course, Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, is our radio producer. Got a lot of great products and services coming up for the summer and fall and beyond, so certainly stay in touch. And just want to let you know that, you're always welcome to call in and also sign up for some free healing and also messages from Spirit. So hopefully our guest here will be arriving shortly. And he also is an intuitive and actually does some psychic detective work. And he's online now, so that's a great thing. So we're going to introduce him. And we're really excited to have him on today. He's out of the Colorado area. It's Troy Griffin. He's a Christian medium and a psychic detective. And I'll get to my own little funny story about psychic detective stuff here shortly. So welcome, Troy. Are you there? Hey, buddy. How are you?
Hey.
Good.
Good. How you doing?
I'm great, thanks. Happy to talk to you live. Are you in the great golden state of Colorado?
I am in the state of Colorado. I don't know if it's golden, but I am in Colorado.
I love it. Well, we're thrilled to talk to you live, and welcome to the show. And I'm going to say welcome, and just glad you're here, and we look forward to stirring it up with you. Tell folks about your website, also how they can get a hold of you for sessions, and perhaps if they've lost that diamond ring or, have a detective matter, they can get a hold of you as well. What is your website and best phone numbers to call?
All right. So the best way to reach me, my website is the www.psychicmediumtroy, so psychicmediumtroy.com, or my office is area code 303-317-6220.
Love it. And folks, if you want to ask a question, you want to press 1 to raise your hand. We've got a lot of folks in listening mode, and we'll get to everybody that we can before it's all over with. And tell us more about you. I could talk about all day long what I've read and what I've seen. Let me hear from you what you really enjoy as far as clients go or missions you've been on and that sort of thing. What do you feel like is your specialty you've had the most luck at?
I enjoy both sides of my work. One side, as you mentioned, is doing private readings. I don't know where the diamond ring is, but I can do private readings on other things. And then on the flip side of my work is I work on unsolved murders and missing person cases around the world. And each one of them brings me, some satisfaction. In my readings, I get a lot of satisfactions. On my casework, I get some satisfaction depending on the outcome of the crime. But really what I do is I help people with moving forward or closure. And so on both sides is really what I do, is try to help where I can. Mm-hmm. So that's what I do.
So well needed, yeah. Do you feel like you tap into all it is as far as the readings go? Say you had a case in Colorado, missing person, deceased, that sort of thing. Are you actually using a pendulum or dowsing, or you're just tapping into God and spirit and all that?
Yeah, so I tap into God, and the way it works for me is I see pictures, places, and things almost through remote viewing. So I don't take on all cases. I only take on cases I feel like I can help with. And the way that I do that is I usually look at the victim's eyes. And if I can connect through their eyes, then I let my intuition just guide me. So I don't use any tools. It's all natural. And what makes me a little bit different is that I follow my intuition and really go into like a full investigation. So whenever possible, I will go on site. I will retrace steps. I will look at reports. But I don't do any of that information until I tune into the person. So when I start an investigation, the only thing that I want is the last known location, very brief about what you know, the victim's names, and a photo, and then let me go to work. Now, as I go through my investigations, I may ask for documentation or may ask questions like that. And that's really how I go into investigating my work. And so it's not just sitting back here and posting a blog that, blah, 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 blah. That's
Sure.
not me. Let me really take a look at it. Let me see where my intuition goes with me. And then as I go along, I'll ask questions so that when I'm done, I feel like I've done the best that I can do. And, one thing that's important to know is that people like me, psychics, intuitives, whatever you want to call them, I like the word intuitive, we don't solve crimes. Our job is to help with clues, maybe some answers, new questions, a bit of guidance, but police and authorities solve cases. We do not.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get that, and definitely want to stay out of that realm. And my own personal quick story I'll tell you, because you'll find it interesting, was I had a client, and her husband's a famous baseball player, and they had a family get-together over the holidays, and some teenager went missing, and she called me frantic, and he's been gone for days. And so I got that he wasn't even, alive anymore. And oftentimes you can get mixed messages, which is why I totally understand what you're saying about looking them in the eyes and really seeing that. And I would get a three-ring circus of all the bells and whistles that, yeah, this is a good thing, or stay away from it one way or the other, and you want to be effective for those types of cases, and I get that. So anyway, this particular client of mine, it came up that he wasn't even alive anymore, and they wanted to hurry up and find him before the holidays were over with. And I got that they would find him in 5 days, and they found him 5 hours later with the dog searching, and of course he is deceased. But it's very interesting. Sometimes you'll get that, 5 days, and who knows if we accelerated it or not, even talking about it in the field and collapsing the field. So, but I found that very interesting. Yeah, 5 hours later they found his body. So just one of those things. But at least then, like you said, I love that you help folks with closure, because so many people are moping around and got their heads down the rest of their lives with no closure, So you serve a great purpose in helping with that.
Well, and so do you. So that's
Thank
awesome.
You. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, we'll take a caller, 443, Kathy from Maryland. You're on the line. Hi, how are you? Do you have a question for Troy or myself?
Great. Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you, honey. How are you? What's going on?
Just working through my back and, and
stuff.
Like that. Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an intuitive question for Troy?
Yeah, Troy, I'd like to know what you see coming up for me in general in the next year, like a short version.
Well, because of time, we can go into a lot of directions. Really, what are you looking for in the next year? What do you want me to answer more specifically?
I agree. Yeah, let's focus it down, definitely.
Retirement.
Yeah, I think that it's going to happen. I pick up about 14 months, and that would put us, just a little bit. I get like a September. So I would say probably September of next year. I think that you should do it. I think you have other interest. I don't want you to worry financially, and because you're always going to keep yourself busy. Do you do volunteer work now?
No.
Is that something you've thought about?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So I think in 14 months, if you want to retire, you can. I think, of course, the decision's up to you. I feel like that it's kind of tough at work. I don't know what's going on there. And I think it's one of those, can you make it 14 months or a year? But I think you can.
Yeah, I keep questioning that every day I come in. Am I going to make it?
Yeah.
Just
Another day?
Yeah, what's a few more months?
I don't have enough work, so I'm kind of bored.
Yeah, but, why are you bored? Look around and see what else is out there. Like I said, you're always going to keep yourself busy. I don't feel like you're going to completely stop working. I think that, finding something you like, maybe part-time or even do something full-time for a little bit longer is good for you. Volunteer work will be great. Yep.
Okay.
So hang in there.
All
yep,
right,
hang in there.
Thanks for calling, love. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too.
You bet. Thanks. Bye-bye. 212 is our next caller. Hi. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes. Hi. This is Bryn, B-R-Y-N, calling.
Hi, Bryn.
From New York City. Hi there. Hi, Jimmy. How you doing?
Welcome. Good.
Thank you.
You have a question for Troy?
Yeah. Hi, Troy.
Hello.
Hi there. I have been trying to do this kind of artwork called soul painting, soul portraits for people, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to do this because I'm guided by spirit to do this, but I don't know if the timing is off or I'm in the cycle, and I keep getting frustrated. Attempting it, and I am intuitive, but I just feel blocked, so any comments at all on that?
Yeah, you don't believe in yourself.
Okay.
You're questioning yourself. You're not believing yourself, and you're not letting energy or spirit flow through you because you're questioning yourself too much. And I think the best thing for you is just the retreat. I pray. I'm not a big meditation person because of my ADD. It lasts about 5 minutes, but I think you just have to really breathe and step back for a little bit, maybe enjoy, a little bit of the summer and just let it flow naturally with no expectations. And don't question yourself so much. Just let it happen.
All right. Because I know inherently inside I can do it. It's just that I haven't been able to reach it up till now too well. And I've been told by other intuitives that it could really take off at some point as I develop it, But I agree with what you say. It's like I try too hard or I don't, I get into my thoughts too much, I guess.
Yeah, in your head too much. Well, and the thing is, when you say it could take off, anything can take off. Of course, it's in God's hands. But you just have to let it flow naturally and follow your guides. And, I don't know how fast you think or you want it to happen listening to other. But, it's going to take you, probably at least another year because you got to start going back to you, center on you. And then you have to let it flow. And then, unfortunately, with the things that we do, it's a matter of getting the audience. And that's really where the time comes in. So, just breathe and just let it flow and see what comes out.
All right.
Makes sense, buddy? That's a great message. Spirit, definitely. Hey, Bren, you want to stand up real quick, face due north? We'll rock some stuff out for you.
Yeah, thank
you.
you.
If you want to stand up, go ahead and stand up. Face due north, on the toes and yoga. It's going to feel like somebody's pulling you forward for yes, pushing you backwards for no. So just say, my name is Bren. You should feel the pull forward.
My name is Bryn. Yeah, I felt that.
All right.
Yeah.
If you say, my name is Nemo the fish, you'll feel a pull backwards.
Yeah, I feel it backwards.
There you go. And you can just make the statement, I feel blocked creatively, and See if you go forward, back, or in between.
I feel blocked creatively. Yeah, going forward. Well, it's
Want to release?
wavering.
Yeah, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it out now, have him learn all the lessons he needed to from it, release him from the service to it. It'll pull you straight back when it leaves. There it goes. There you go.
Yeah.
So now if you say, I feel blocked creatively, it's going to pull you backwards for no.
Oh, if I say I'm
Yep.
blocked creatively. Okay, I'm blocked creatively. Yeah, it's kind of pulling me backwards. Yeah.
Love it. Makes sense. So that's us, pressure washing that off your spiritual jersey, if you will. That'll give you a higher probability of things working out. I feel good about it, and what Troy said, I would chime in on too. I'm not a meditator either. I love Cam Ewan method healing, and he would say meditation, waste of time. So how funny is that? More like a walking Zen path or something like that, I'd be fine with that. But it's almost like if you force yourself, you can't, set the alarm clock and then go, oh my God, I'm going to paint soul paintings now. That's not going to work. So as spirit moves through you and becomes more creative, don't think of it as it's got to take off by Christmas. Think of it as this is one of the multi things I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Okay?
Right. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Take care, everybody.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 732 is our next caller. Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning. This is Caroline.
Hi, Caroline. Do you have a question for Troy?
Yes, I do. Hi, Troy. Nice to meet you.
And
to set up an event, organize an event at a museum in New York City. And I contacted yesterday the head of the event planning, and the gentleman was a little short and rude because I said it was an inspirational and spiritual event, and the response was, the policy at this museum is that we don't hold spiritual events nor religious ceremonies. And I'm thinking, where did this come from? So I, the first response was short and rude. The second response was short and rude. So I have a contact, which is it's the office of the director and the CEO. Do you think, like spiritually, I want to ask my guides and your guides. I know there's many places I can go to, but I found this gentleman to be a little judgmental. And they hope, for goodness sakes, guess what you have at the museum? Religious artifacts from the Egyptian times before that. So they hold these events there, but this is a private event, which, they hold weddings. Weddings is a religious ceremony, for goodness sake. Do you think that the CEO or the director will be open to this kind of event? Because I did contact the office. They want me to write an email.
Yeah, I think you need to look for another location. Really what you're up against is that word spirituality. The difference is when you have religious art or you have a ceremony, we're humans, so it's something tangible, it's something materialistic. What we deal with is not materialistic, and so they don't understand this part of it because they're looking at a material, physical world. So really what I feel like is that's not the right place for you anyways, that you need to find another location.
Okay. I was under the impression if maybe the next person will be a little more open to rectify the situation. Plus, I think somebody that represents a museum shouldn't write little short answers, with 3 words. We don't hold ceremony. It's not a ceremony. It's an inspirational event.
Sure.
The
thing is, we don't know how his day was, what was going on, what he was doing. So, unfortunately that happens, and it happens in business, and we just have to let it go. Yeah. And just really follow your intuition, because, again, I don't feel like that was the right place in general. I understand why you were going there, but you need to go somewhere else that's more spiritual, more healing, more just it's just not the right place.
Yeah, yeah, I thank you so much.
We're glad you called in, love.
Thank you.
If you feel like you've got to follow this thing through, the CEO test the most. When I ask Spirit, is the most approachable, not the director, not the person you talk to, but the CEO. And keep in mind, the person you spoke with or that gave you a short, terse email is getting hammered every single day with, we want to place so-and-so at your event. So, and I think like Troy said, who knows what he's going through that day, or he didn't get his coffee yet, or, whatever. So if you're going to follow through, then I would email the CEO, take another shot at it. But you are talking about New York City, which is one of the cultural centers of the universe, so it's not like you're not going to find another museum or another place to host that. The other thing that comes to me immediately is any Unitarian church. I bet the Unity Church would take that all day long, and it's probably bigger than you realize. So look at something like that, much more spiritual. Does that help, love?
It really does. Thank you
so
much. Thank
Thanks
you
for
both.
calling in. We appreciate you listening. You bet.
Thank you.
A727 is our next caller. Hi. I have an idea where you're calling from. What's your name?
Christy.
Hey, Christy. You have a question for Troy?
Hi. Good morning. Yeah. I'm just curious to see or to know intuitively, any messages that you may have for me. I work. I take care of an alcoholic, and it's not the best of situations, but one of my best friends just kind of recently yelled at me and told me that I'm bored. And that's kind of why I get in my head about these, the people that I watch. And after consideration, my friend was right. I am bored. So I'm real curious to see, maybe what's coming into the clearing for me, or coming down the pipeline for me, something so that I'm not so bored, or I'm more content in my daily activities. I also feel like a drain on my spirit, as far as having to take care of this person and constantly not knowing from day to day what are we doing this today, or is the person going to sleep all day, and just feeling stagnant in my job.
Well, this isn't intuitive, but if you feel stagnant, it's time for a change. So it's time to look at something else.
Okay.
Jimmy may have a message for you. Mine is just, more on the logical, that if you're in this rut and you feel like you're not going anywhere and you're not happy, then it's time for change. And only you're the one that can make the change. And so maybe it was an eye-opener for you that this person said it, because you needed to soul search. And the soul search has left you there. So, you've got to, change is hard, but you just have to start seeing what's out there, what's available for you. And because I feel like you do get bored easily. So you need something that's challenging. So, it's really, my message for you is just really, do some soul searching, see what you want to do, see what's out there. It's a big world. And, and there's so much.
They suggested that I want to go back and finish my RN. I have a little bit over a year, and so they said, just take a class or two, keep the job, because you got to have money coming in. Just start taking a class or two, and that will get your brain focused on something that that I'm interested in and I excel at.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And I think an RN is a good choice for you. I think that I think it's a great idea to pick up as many classes as you can, finish the RN, and really look and see where you want to practice at, what type of medicine do you want to be involved with? And, so that's a good idea. So again, the other thing is that when you get involved in something else that you like, I think you like school, I think you like to learn, it also makes time go faster at the job. And so this year and a half could fly by really quick. But the thing that you're doing is you're looking at a means to the end. So use it for your advantage now to finish what you want to do, and then move on. So, like you said, you got to pay the bills, but it's just a means to the ends. Look, I'm doing this because I have to pay the bills, but in a year and a half or 2 years, I'm going to be here. And put that out to the universe. One thing that I do is I have a box, like a shoe box, and once a year on New Year's, I go back and look at everything I put into it the year before, and that's the stuff that I gave to the universe. So the thing that you can do is I can add to my box pictures, places, things, whatever I want, but I can't take anything out until a year. And so it's just more or less like a ceremonial thing for me, a little ritual per se, but create your own little box, and if nursing is what you want to do, write it out, let it out loud, put it in your box, give it to the universe, and then you've got to take the steps to move forward. And I think that's a great idea. And I feel like emergency room nurse would be great for you. I think that it's fast-paced. I think you are very smart, and you think really quick. And I think the adrenaline rush would be good for you.
I agree. And then they come in, you triage them, you fix the problem, and then they can go into their other area of the hospital that they need to go.
That's exactly right, and you move on next.
Yeah.
And yes. So that's kind of how I feel for you, and that's, the person that said going back, it absolutely makes sense. Ask for it. Ask for what you want, give it to the universe, and then go for it. What do you got to lose?
Oh, yeah. I just graduated last year in medical. I graduated, and I'm able to do ultrasounds of the heart. But so I just want to.
Avenue. Yeah, there's another avenue.
Right.
If this job is killing you, then look for a job in the medical field somewhere, and just move forward.
I've been applying. They say that Echo is a small world, so I've been applying, and nothing has developed. But I just keep going with the flow.
Well, and if it hasn't developed, then it's not meant to be. So maybe the ultimate is that you're supposed to be a nurse and not this smaller stuff. So always keep positive and know that that you're working towards an end, and that the future is going to be great. I like I said, I feel like ER, the adrenaline. I see you as a nurse, and I think you're very compassionate. I think people really like you. And I would say, go for it.
Well, I agree with all you said. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
That's a great message. You show up as very multidimensional, multitasking. So just remember what you're doing right now, like you said, is very well said. It's almost a means to an end. You're just putting up with all that right now for the paycheck. I would, be compassionate, but I wouldn't be caught up in any alcoholics, dramatic anything. Or you just got to almost say to yourself, not my monkeys, not my circus kind of thing. Do the best you can, and then turn left and go have your life too. But you show up as a person that could do 10 different things. So I wouldn't even think of that as what's defining you right now. Like you said, it's just something you're doing for right now. And they're just showing me a nurse's hat, the little old-fashioned nurse's cap. So that's you all day long. I couldn't agree with him more. The ER would be nonstop pace for you and exciting. And then about the time you were sick of the patient, they'd move them on to another floor anyway, and you'd get somebody new exciting all over.
Right.
It won't cure your ADD, but it'll sure make it fun. So there you go.
Right.
Show up as a person that's great in short bursts like that. Like you're immediately compassionate and loving and kind, and people bond with you for that period of time, and that's great. And then we move along and go to the next one. Okay?
Okay, I totally agree with that too.
Just realize it's a journey. It's not the destination. You're going on this little journey, and it's going to take some time. And 18 months in the greater scheme of things, that's nothing. And if you already did ultrasound heart stuff. You just took out a big chunk of whatever course that is in nursing. So that should be easy breezy fun to you at that point. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much. Y'all have, both of you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. 727, we have another caller from that area code. What's your name and what's up? You have a question for Troy? Hi.
It's Sarah. How are you?
Hey, Sarah, how are you? What's going on?
I'm
You have
good.
a question
I wasn't
for Troy?
sure I was going to ask about work, but now I feel like I have to because everyone else has. I was more curious on if my stress level gets settled down, but since everyone else is asking about work, maybe that's related to my stress level, so I'll go ahead and ask.
Okay. What is your specific question about work? You want to narrow down the focus for Troy?
Well, I've been trying to get vibe for a raise because I'm a single mom and I love my flexibility I have in my job, but I found out I'm the lower paid at my level, and I'm really, really good at what I do. I'm not even being cocky when I say that. Like, I just ask, it's like my wheelhouse, and so like I'm just trying to get more pay, and they put more on my plate lately, and so I've been trying to show I'm doing a good job while trying to vie for a raise, and my boss isn't having it, and so it's kind of frustrating to the point where I just want to put a stop at the end of my day every day and not do my above and beyond stuff that everyone's used to being my normal because of it. But I don't know if that's playing fair. And then one of my friends said I should just hand my resignation and call their bluff, but I don't am prepared for that. I can't really play that hard being a single mom, right? So that, and my blood pressure has been really high lately, so I need that to stop. I normally have low blood pressure.
Boy, on my side, you're cutting in and out. Do you have your radio on?
No, I don't. I know I'm calling in on my cell.
Okay, because you're fading in and out, then I'm getting bits and pieces. Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on just a second. I had you on my headset. Is this better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've been working on trying to get raised with no response to the point where some of my friends are telling me I should like bluff and turn in my resignation, but the single mom, I'm not really prepared to play that hard. And then like my blood pressure has been really high the last couple months. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I mean, familial arrhythmia and all the stuff going on. Like normally I have low pressure, and then all of a sudden, like in the last 6 weeks, I have like silly high blood pressure where I'm having to go to doctors to get it monitored and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it all out. I know it's all related, I'm sure. But
all right. Well, you're still fading in and out, but what I get is that, stress is what's causing most of your problems. Not getting a raise is that's the way corporate America works. Again, it's really preparing your resume, get it professionally done, and take the experience that you have. One thing about the work you do is you've gained a lot of experience. And always keep your ears open and your eyes and network and see what else is out there. I think opportunity is going to present itself to you, but you got to put yourself out there, and you need to stop if you can. It's hard, it's easier said than doing it, but you've got to breathe and reduce some of that stress level, and just follow your intuition and know that if you believe in God, you're always covered. And the thing to remember is that in life, everything works out the way it's supposed to be. So, again, give it to the universe, give it to God. I believe God's put everything we could want or need in the universe. We have to ask for it. And once you do that, you just have to actively be out there. And when opportunity presents itself, see it, feel it. Most of the times when we want to change, we have an idea what we want and we think it should happen soon, and when it doesn't, we just ignore it. So when the opportunity does arise, we bypass it because we're not paying attention. So, you've got a lot of skills, a lot of talents. You can go elsewhere. And, right now you have a job that's supporting yourself, so there's no urgency to jump jobs. So really just look around and see what's out there for you.
okay, cool. Thanks. I think if I do all that, that'll help my blood pressure. Like, I can't figure out where that's coming from. Like, I'm always a low blood pressure person. That's why I don't want to put me on medicine, because if all of a sudden my blood pressure normalizes when I'm on blood pressure lowering medicine, it's going to, overcorrect the other way too much?
Well, you've been stressing out more than usual lately. And like you said, you have a lot of things going on, and you have to compartmentalize those and organize what's important and what's not. Fear is a big issue. As far as health issues, I do think you have some things going on, but I think a lot of it's contribute to stress. I don't think you get a lot of time to yourself, and I just think that you're going 50 different directions without a direction. And so I agree going to the doctor, maybe getting some blood work done, but I don't think that anything scares me about your health per se. I just think that you got to organize, compartmentalize, put your priorities, and just tackle one thing at a time.
Cool. Hey, I know you talked that you were forensic, like you help with stuff. Would you help? Because I was born in Colorado and adopted in Colorado. Would you be a person I could contact if I was interested in trying to find out about my biological father?
The best way to do that is probably through an ancestry. That's something that I don't do.
Okay.
Yeah, but look at do your own research. Ancestry is a great way to get leads, but if you know where you were born and stuff, I'm not sure if Colorado is an open record law, but see what you can do through the resources, and online is a great way to find out that information.
Okay, great. Thanks. Well, thank you guys. Have a great day.
You bet.
You too.
Thanks for calling in, loving it. Yeah, it does feel like I wouldn't jump ship right now, by the way. This is kind of for now, not forever, but you show up as what I refer to as, they're reminding me, as artificial stop. The artificial stop is you will never, they're trying to give you 16 hours of work and you're in an 8-hour day. So at the end of 8 hours, I would get up and leave my stuff there, my sticky notes, my whatever, my task list, whatever that may be, and then just, go, just turn left, forget all about that, and go, kids, boyfriends, health, whatever else you got going on. But to give them even a minute more of time for no more money is just, it's almost borderline. It feels like they're seeing what they can get away with. So once you start seeing what you can get away with as far as calling their bluff or giving notice or anything else, that's not the way to go as the single mom right now. I couldn't agree with Troy more. You want to kind of do what you got now as a job. The easiest way to find another job is to have a job. So you might look at insurance, real estate, they're saying, stocks and bonds place, that sort of thing, a Raymond James kind of place, something maybe parallel to whatever it is you're doing now, administrative-wise, or handling clients or customers or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Okay.
And
thanks for
real quickly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Troy.
Oh, I was just going to say real quickly, I pick up insurance too. I think she'd be a great insurance agent. They get a base salary and stability, and if you work it for 10 years, you could be pretty much set forever.
There you go. From a man who doesn't know you. That's cool. Love it. Thanks for your call, Sarah. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. 262 is our next caller. Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from? You have a question for Troy?
My name's Amy. I'm in Wisconsin.
Hi, Amy. You have a question for Troy?
Yeah. I am sitting at the vet hospital with my sick cat, and they're asking me if I want to euthanize him or if I want to treat him.
No pressure, Troy.
Yeah.
No pressure. And I'm just wondering what the best decision is, or what he wants, or what looks like the best thing to happen.
I'll be honest with you, those are questions that I really don't answer because it really has to come from you. And, like anybody that's in a situation or animal, you have to look at what's going to be best for the animal or the person in the long term. What did they tell you about long-term prognosis?
they don't know for sure. You know, we could spend $15,000 here, and then, you know, a couple of weeks down the road he could take a turn, and there's not a lot of promise, but there's also not a documented history of failure either. So they can't really say. Then I guess on the other hand, is there any message? Do you do any messages from pets?
You know, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, just,
I
you know.
just called into the show thinking.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I can tell you what I would get on that. It just feels like I would definitely not drop 15 grand on a cat or dog or anything else, okay? But I would do diagnostics and test a little bit further, maybe a day or two kind of thing, okay? So, but I would not drop heavy money on it at this point. But I feel like what they're whispering to me intuitively is you want to personally have done everything you could for this particular pet. And that way you will have satisfied that within yourself, and then you can make that decision. You know, that's always a personal decision, like Troy said. You know, do I put down Old Yeller, yes or no? It's like, well, you know, if the Labrador Retriever's 17 years old, then my mother would say, what does it really owe you? You know what I mean? And if it's been chronically sick year after year after year to the point of just dropping heavy money, you know, then at some point you've got to make that decision to go, hey, we've had a good run. You know, the day we buy a puppy or kitten or parrot or anything, the clock starts ticking, and if all goes well, we still outlive it. It's just we have these things around for unconditional love. Does that help?
Yeah, I think that helps.
Yeah. And
I feel like he's
I would look at detailed blood analysis. That's what shows up. I wouldn't spend more than another $500 because at some point you're going to go enough. You know, it's like, when do you leave the casino? There's no clocks in the casino, right? So, you know, that's something you have to personally decide, okay? But when it's ready to go, you know, it may only last a few more months anyways, about what comes through right now. You've got about 90 days, 3 months out. So that being said, I don't want to drop, you know, infinite, you know, life support on this particular cat if it's ready to go. You're going to do your best with it. That's it. So they're all love. They're just pure love, and that's all you can do, love. Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for calling. Yeah, we appreciate you calling in. 818 is our next caller. Hi, that's California. I know that. What's your name? You have a question for Troy?
Yes, this is Carolyn. I have a question for Troy. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Troy.
Hi. Hopefully
yeah.
Be specific.
Okay. I am currently decluttering my house. I'm trying to anyway. I have too many books, too much clothes, too much stuff. So I have stuff everywhere. I misplaced about 10 of my favorite crystals some time ago, and they all together in a dark brown suede drawstring bag. I suspect it may be in my bedroom. I don't know, and I just want to know, can you zero in on where you think they are?
You know, if Jimmy wants to answer that question, that's something that, that
I don't mind. They're immediately telling me the bedroom, so that's definitely it.
Okay.
My social media sweetheart that handles all my social media and all my newsletters and all that stuff, we stood in her little condo one day, and she couldn't find her car keys anywhere. And we kept getting bedroom right next to the bed. And it was probably a week later she found her car. You know, I don't need to tell you on new cars what car keys cost, right? You might spend $100, $150, you know. And so sure enough, they were in the hoodie she last wore right next to the bed. So it's almost feels like and I tell you all this because they're showing me pockets. So it very well could be something you might have walked around with one day, or you moved from room to room, but it very well could be in a pocket. I don't get closet. I definitely get bedroom. It's not bathroom. It's definitely the bedroom. So I'd probably tear that bedroom up from one end to the other. If you have a best friend or relative you would trust to go through there, have them do it, because often we're looking, and things are right before our eyes and we're not seeing it, where a stranger or a fresh pair of eyes coming in, they might find it. Does that make sense, love?
It makes a lot of sense, and I will do that when I get some energy to search for it again. I've searched about 10 times, so I said, okay, I need some help, and I'll do that on the day I feel pretty good. Thank you.
Well, you bet. Yeah, I'll tell you my funny take on all that. I walked around my house one day, and I kept looking for my earbuds. I love, when I do sessions, I want to have earbuds in and a little mic speaker so that people can hear me clarity-wise, and I know whether they're laughing or crying. I want to pick up on every sound and every nuance, and I searched my house high and low. I couldn't find my favorite earbuds anywhere, and I went out to my car, and I bent down to look down, and they dangled off my neck. So,
yeah.
On my shoulders the whole time, right? You see how funny it is? So, point is, that's probably, they're hiding in plain sight is what they're immediately whispering to me. So you'll be shocked.
Okay.
And you'll go in there and go, I can't even believe that they're there. So, okay,
love?
Lisa's
in the house. Thank you. Thank you both.
Welcome. Thanks for calling in.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Troy, I hope you had fun, buddy.
I did. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed, answering the questions with you. It was a lot of fun. It was nice.
Love it. Love it.
People don't understand that the work you and I do can be pretty lonely. But so it's nice for me to talk to another professional, gifted individual like you. I had a lot of fun, so thank you.
I love it. I love it. Thanks so much for being on the show today. Please give everybody the easiest way to get a hold of you, the best website, phone number, email, all that.
Okay. To get a hold of me, my website is www.psychicmediumtroy.com, or you can call my office direct and reach my fantastic assistant, Leslie, at 303-317-6220.
Love it. Thank you so much for being on today. Folks, that's our show for today. Yeah, and I definitely want to wish everybody, may the rest of your life be the best of your life. And always remember to make progress every day. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
This is your first fish.
I got one.
Father's Day, a day to say thanks to the most important guy in the world. This year, get him what he really wants at Cabela's Father's Day sale. Join us for our Power Sports Open House on June 17th and 18th. Save 20% on select brand name knives and tools. And earn $25 in Cabela's bucks when you spend $150 or more in store. Come to Cabela's Father's Day sale. In store and online at Cabela's.com.
Hola, soy Lola. No puedo contestar tu llamada. Hoy voy a luchar contra la máscara vengadora. Si gano, usaré el dinero para pagar por nuestro plan familiar de datos. Claro, pesa 300 libras, pero una vez tomé una clase de karate. Quizá ya es hora de un switch.
¿Atrapado en un mal plan familiar? Haz el switch al mejor plan familiar de Boost y obtén 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Metro PCS solo te da 2 gigas por línea por el mismo precio. 4 líneas cada una con gigas sin límite por solo $100 al mes. Es fácil hacer el switch y más fácil ahorrar con Boost.